In the previous session, we have seen the split up of cost of project and means of finance. In the cost of project, the first one was land. Okay, so in this session, we are going to discuss about cost of land and various aspects related to that. Right. So you will be mentioning about the land amount, but you have to give a write up about land on various aspects to start with suitability. The land what they have selected, you have to talk about the topographical features, whether soil test has been conducted, because if you're planning for factory, then heavy plant and machineries and all have to be installed, and whether the land what they have selected has capacity to withstand all those, whether soils test says that yes, at this place this kind of factory can be constructed, whether such kind of data or details are available. Okay, so that should be written or brought out in the proposal. Then the transport facilities, because the land sometimes or many times the factory land and all will be very in a remote place, distant from a normal town, or very distant from even villages. Okay, so what kind of transport facilities are available? What is the proximity of the land site to railways, to port, to airport? Okay, railways attains importance when the goods are going to be sold in domestic market, and the proximity to port and airport gains its importance when goods are subjected to exports. Okay, when they are planned for exports, what is the proximity? Okay, so that should be addressed in the proposal. And we should also talk about proximity of the land to water, because if it is going to be a factory and substantial laborers are going to work, or if it is going to be a factory where you are going to manufacture a product which is going to consume substantial water, whether water is available. So what is the source from where you are going to get? Is it going to be from well, or is it going to be from nearby rivers, or is it something you are going to arrange from outside sources? Okay, so that should be explained. And proximity to power, okay, because if you are going to be in very remote place, whether electricity board they'll be able to supply power. Okay, whether this project will be able to kickstart its production without getting power, absolutely no. So whether that feasibility is done, whether electricity board officials or electricity board has given their consent to start factory, whether they have agreed in principle to give electricity connection, that should be brought out. Then proximity to labor, I mean, whether laborers will be able to come on their own to this factory, or whether any arrangement can be made, transport arrangement can be made, so that they can go and pick up laborers, or whether the laborers are from very distant location, how long they'll continue, whether attrition are expected because of being very remote from normal place. Okay, all those aspects should be addressed. Then proximity to raw material, what is more important is raw material, and if raw material are not available in nearby places, or if no arrangement to get the raw material at this spot, it's going to become a mission failure. Okay, so what is the proximity to raw material, and what is the proximity to finished goods market? Okay, so if the products are perishable, then proximity should be close, and if the products are non-perishable, then it can be even in a distant location. But what is the proximity level, that should be brought out in the proposal. Then details of what is the extent of land, how many cents or how many acres, location details, where it is located, you have to give those ward number, survey number, and whether the land what has been selected now for this project is adequate. Adequate in the sense whether it is adequate for the present requirement. Okay, adequate for present requirement, and whether it is adequate for future expansions as well. So that should be brought out. And whether the land what is selected, is it an agricultural land? Because generally on agricultural land, banks they cannot create an effective charge. Okay. In the event of enforcement, they face a lot of difficulty in enforcing them. Many times they cannot enforce it. So, what is the kind of impact it's going to have on the project? So, that should be brought out. Then you should examine the title to land, whether the land is freehold, whether there are any disputes on title of the land, and whether it is leasehold. If it is leasehold, you should scrutinize the leasehold agreement, and you should specifically check whether lease agreement is providing for mortgage of leasehold rights. Okay, if it is freehold land, the bank can take create what is known as equitable mortgage. Okay, whereas in case of leasehold, what they can do is they can create mortgage of leasehold rights, but lease agreement should provide for it. If lease agreement is prohibiting or blocking that, then that cannot be, I mean, that leasehold land cannot be funded, or lease agreement itself should be modified to provide for this clause. And whether the lease period is long enough to cover the loan period, that's more important. Let's say loan period is 8 years and lease period is 5 years only, then 3 years bank have to stand unsecured. So that cannot happen. Lease period should be long enough to cover the loan period, and lease agreement should be scrutinized very carefully to check whether there are any clauses which are prejudicial to the bank's interest. Okay. Then comes cost of land. Cost of land details have to be given in the proposal, and this can have inclusions like cost as per sale deed. Okay, cost as per sale deed only can be considered as cost of land, and it can have inclusions like registration cost, cost of leveling the land, cost of fencing, cost of compound wall, and what's more important here is this is not followed by all the banks. Okay, some banks will confine themselves to this level, cost as per sale deed. They'll not look at any of this. But the bank who wants to wholeheartedly support a business, they consider all this and they treat everything as cost of land. Okay, aggregate cost of land. And in proposal, you have to comment whether the cost of land is reasonable or not by comparing it with the price of similar lands. Okay. Then comes issues. Okay, there can be issues or there can be delay in land acquisition, maybe because of environmental and forest clearance, or maybe because of rehabilitation or resettlement. Okay, if such kind of issues are there, please bring them in the proposal for the notice of sanctioning authority, and eventually you have to give justification for this selected land. That is why banks should fund this borrower to buy this land as part of the project or for the project. What are the merits? Why this land is demanding, or why this land should be funded so that the borrower can start the project.
Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you liked this lecture. If you wish to learn more on the areas related to this topic, check our comprehensive course. I have shared the details and link in the description below. Click, sign up, and enroll. I'll see you inside the course.